Hello, welcome to part 5 of this mini series about project execution, and on this video I'm going to talk about task quality control and quality assurance. So, project quality control, what does that mean? This is the process of monitoring and recording results of executing the quality activities to assess the performance and recommend the necessary changes. In other words, it's the process of making sure that we are achieving the quality that we want to achieve for the project. This basically means that it results in meeting the expectations of our client or our sponsor for the project, and obviously finding the causes of poor quality problems. Why are we having some poor results in certain areas of the project? This means verification, validation, and documentation of all of this. In other words, obviously many documents will have to be created in order to track the quality of our project. So in other words, we're talking here, if I had to summarize things, I would say, summarize it by saying we have to do things right. Project quality assurance, on the other hand, this has more to do with the process of auditing the quality requirements and the results from quality control measures to ensure that appropriate quality standards and operation definitions are used. In other words, it's about the tools that we used to measure that quality. In other words, it's about making sure that we are analyzing things the way we should analyze. So we're talking here about determining what is the confidence on the system that we are using, but at the same time, what is the confidence on policies and procedures, and if they are being correctly used to measure that quality. In other words, we could say, for example, let's imagine if I'm trying to determine my weight as a project that I have, I want to lower my weight, let's imagine, to 90 kilos, then there's two things I have to be careful. Number one is, okay, am I on track to get that? And that would be the previous topic I mentioned. And at the same time is, how am I measuring my weight? Am I measuring with my scale, but is my scale measuring it correctly? And so it's about the instruments we use. In other words, if I had to summarize it in just 3 words, I would say do the right things. Okay. So quality management principles that we need to be careful with. Well, first of all, there's a couple of things we can measure in order to see if the quality we're achieving is indeed what we want to achieve. Things like customer satisfaction, management responsibility, prevention over inspection, continuous improvement, cost of quality. This is all things that basically it will allow me to check the quality of the project I'm getting. Which one do you use? It will depend on the type of project you're using, obviously. But if, for example, if you're doing something on marketing, then probably customer satisfaction will be much more important than the cost of quality, for example. Okay. Quality management tools is the tools that we can use in order to understand and to measure quality on our project. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I just want to let you know what are some of the most common tools. Things like cause and effect diagrams, flow charts, check sheets, histograms, Pareto diagrams, and so on. There's many more. This is things that we can do to measure quality. I'm not going to go into the details of that because that's more on the quality management side, but it is important to know how to use them and how to manage these type of tools, how to interpret the results. Control charts are also used, and that's pretty much it. Oh, scatter diagrams, almost forgot that one, sorry. Now, for us to understand what quality is, then we have to understand two basic concepts, quality and grade. Quality, so let me actually start with grade. Grade is the standard that should be met. In other words, what should be achieved. While quality is whenever or not that standard has been met. Okay, so for example, let's imagine that every day I have to drive to work. Okay, now I bought a very nice luxury car, but the problem is that actually mechanically that car is not very good. Okay, so it's a very good brand, but mechanically it's not a good car. So what happens there? What I'm saying is this car is low quality because it does not allow me to get to work, but it is very high grade because it's very comfortable, and it says that it has a very good brand recognition and it has very good systems and so on. But in reality, the quality shows that it's not able to get me to work on time. On the other hand, I could have another alternative. For example, maybe I decide to take a taxi. Well, now, a taxi here, what would happen? Taxis are much more reliable. I'm not just dependent upon one car, but on a series of cars. But typically the comfort level is not very good, and sometimes it smells, the driver is rude, for example, and so on. So here we're talking that the quality is high because I do achieve my workplace, I do meet my objectives, but the grade or the standard that I want is not met, and it's a very low standard, and therefore the grade is very low. So the best option would obviously be to have a high quality car, and this would allow me to have not only high quality but a high grade as well. Two more concepts important to know is precision and accuracy. Precision is when you meet the goal. Accuracy is when you have constant results. So for example, here in this case, first case I have very high accuracy but very low precision. Low precision because all of them are all over the place. But high accuracy because if you average all those points, the result would be dead center. You would have a bullseye. So actually you are getting the results you want. But because the precision is so large, it's actually meaningless. The second situation you can have is low accuracy, so in other words you miss your target, but you have very high precision. Notice how the dots are all in the same place, but obviously what you want is to have both of them at the same time, high precision and high accuracy. So here's the thing, whenever you have an accuracy problem, accuracy tends to be caused by one single problem, okay? One single problem, and therefore if you have an accuracy issue, most of the times is because of this one root problem. If you have on the other hand a precision issue, this might have to do with the whole process itself, and you might have to change a lot of things in order to fix that problem. So to summarize, we see that quality management is something that has a variety of tools, but the four things that you need to be the most careful about is the grade and the quality of the project and the precision and the accuracy of the results you're getting. Thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know if you like it. If you have any questions, just drop them below, and I'll see you on the next video.